Welcome to Realtors Unfiltered, where we pull back the curtain on the world of real estate. No fluff, no filters, just real stories, real advice, and the realities of buying, selling, and everything in between. This is your host, Enas. Whether you're a client looking for your dream home or an agent seeking inspiration and insight, you've come to the right place. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Realtors Unfiltered. If you don't recognize my voice, I'm Stephanie Giardina. I've been on this team long enough to be considered the OG. I've grown alongside Enas, built my business here, and I've seen the highlight reel, and I've been behind the scenes. And today, we have made slightly a riskier decision. We gave me the mic, and let's just say you can't hide from me.
Making me nervous.
I've been around long enough to know where the bodies are buried. But relax, I'm loyal. You know that. So people see the composed version of you, the production, the brand, the authority. But before all of that, there was a human trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. So let's go back.
Still trying to figure it out.
Well, it's a little bit more now than before, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so in year one, were you confident or were you pretending?
Yeah, definitely not confident. I was very, very scared and confused most of the time.
Just at all moments.
Yeah, but to your point, I mean, I guess when I need to appear composed, I'm able to do so. And I believe one of the things I did well during that first year, if I didn't know something, to feel confident in it, I would just dig deeper, ask a lot of questions, research, and over-prepare for whatever it is, appointment or something I'm going to. And I had to pretend confident at that time.
So did you ever go home at the end of the day, replay conversations and just go, what was I doing?
Oh, all the time. Or really not at the end of the day, as soon as I got back in my car, usually. However, I feel like maybe I took the approach of, how could I have done this better? What mistakes did I make? Next time I'm going to do this. That's maybe how I approached it more. Yeah.
And do you still take that approach?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I'm a person that likes to try different things all the time. Some work out, some don't. Some end up being a huge mistake. But I always say they're lessons. And what did I learn from this? Oh, now I know better not to do this or to do this way instead. Absolutely.
Did you ever cry over a deal?
All the time, especially that first year. I remember the first offer I had to submit. And our contract was 8 pages at that time. Many, many legal words that I did not understand and terms. And I remember spending about 5.5 hours trying to read it and understand it and look up words in dictionary and stuff like that. And then going around the office, seeing who of the agents has a minute to explain something to me, because I wanted to make sure I did it correctly for our client.
Of course.
And I probably cried 3 hours of those 5.5 hours.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real tears.
Real tears.
Very traumatizing. Yeah.
I think you did pretty good. I think you survived. So then what was your most embarrassing early career moment? Because I know of numerous later on in the years.
Yeah.
But what about early on?
Oh, gosh. There was a few for sure. The one that I'm still embarrassed by, but kind of laugh about it now, is this one moment where we were having a home inspection on a listing that I had. And I wanted to give the buyer, the inspector, and their agent some privacy. So I went outside and I got tired of just standing around on the front porch. I sat on the front steps and they were done. And they approached the front door and proceeded to open the door as I was standing up.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, I was wearing a flowy skirt.
No.
And with the door opening, it created this like wind situation that created more like a, what is that, Marilyn Monroe
A Marilyn Monroe moment.
with my back to the buyer, the inspector, the buyer's agent.
I mean, that's one way to get the deal
Full
done.
moon. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I learned a lesson. So I no longer wear skirts, especially flowy skirts, to work.
You taught me that early on, actually.
Yep. Pants it is.
Okay, that's not too bad. I thought it would be worse.
Oh my gosh, I was mortified. And this agent, I love him to death. We're good friends, but everywhere we went, he had told people about the story.
Oh no.
And people come up to me, were like, "Oh, we heard what happened," And a few years later, I was like, "Hey, dude, like you have to stop talking about the story, please."
Like enough's enough at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know that you're very strong-willed in a good way. But what used to trigger you that doesn't anymore?
Oh my gosh, I have to think about that. What used to trigger me that doesn't anymore? I mean, I'm still triggered by a lot of things.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know what used to trigger me that doesn't. I think I'm still maybe the same person in that way. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can circle back to
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All right. Was there ever a moment you thought about quitting?
Oh yeah. 100%. Many times in the beginning of my career, I did definitely think about quitting. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if I can make it. I saw other agents who started the same time I did take off, and I didn't. And many times I wanted to quit. I also wanted to quit at one point too. I think I was overwhelmed, overworked, and just exhausted, trying to manage my growing business, trying to manage my home life, raising 2 children. And honestly, when I lost my dad, I did go into probably some type of depression for a while, and I lost my will and I lost my fight for a while. So I had a hard time waking up every day and wanting to do this. But thankfully, I had amazing support around me and was able to get through it and get back at it. And I never looked back after that. Yeah. I mean, life happens, right? And
Of
we're
course.
human. And our business is very demanding. And when you show up for people, no matter what's going on in your life or maybe what you're feeling that day, mentally or physically, you still have to show up with good energy, put a smile on, all of that. And I struggle to do that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that went through something like that over so many years being in the business. Life happens, and it could be challenging.
And it's an emotional business.
Yeah.
Did you find that going through that struggle makes you better today for it, or would you have preferred to avoid that piece of your life?
It definitely made me better in understanding that I'm important too, and that I need to take care of myself to be able to take care of course, my family first and my children, but also my clients and my business. I cannot show up for my clients and my business if I'm not whole. So I learned how to take steps, and I'm now a lot better at it, but it started by taking small steps and making sure that I don't get to that point where I feel so run down and so out of it, and just recharge, some self-care. And to me, self-care doesn't necessarily mean I go to a spa. Sometimes self-care means an hour to myself in the morning.
Sure.
And complete quietness or a walk in fresh air and taking that time. And I find myself a lot more productive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, having said that, what insecurity did you have to outgrow to become this version of you?
So many. So many, of course. People think I'm actually an extrovert, and sorry,
Extrovert.
Yes, thank you. But I'm not. And I kind of learned how to be that way because our business requires it, and it required a lot of networking and things. And then also, I don't know, so many things, but that would be the biggest thing for me.
Becoming an extrovert when really you're more of a reserved person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
can see
had,
that.
yeah, and I had some, I was embarrassed about my language. So there's till this day, there are words that I still cannot pronounce correctly, things like that. But I've become comfortable with it, and I'm like, you know what? This is how I say it. I think you understand what I mean, and that's all that matters.
I think that's a good approach to it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people, they always see the authority in you. They don't necessarily see the growth behind it. So it's great for us to be able to see you come so far in these, 20 plus years.
Yeah. Sometimes I can't believe it myself, to be honest.
So let's talk a little bit about building the team. So building a team sounds glamorous. For everyone, it's not, in case you were wondering. When you first started adding people, I was the first, by the way, what did you completely underestimate?
Everything. I completely underestimated that we needed systems in place. I also underestimated the power of marketing and properly presenting a team as a team. It was no longer me. Training team members, figuring out how to be supportive in areas they needed, and also, big part of it when you're a team leader is becoming a mentor. And I don't know that I understood any of that when the team started because, as you know, you were there. It started organically. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't a business plan. I was not recruiting. I had no plan on starting a team. But we met and you changed all of that. And you kind of pushed me in that direction. And it started with you and it grew to what it is today. Yeah, so much I had to learn in the first 2 years. It was painful, and I was not prepared for it.
Well, you were a natural mentor, at least from my perspective. But the team aspect, definitely, I saw you struggle with what to do next as you're adding bodies. Like, how do you manage all of that? So you're very trusting to start with, and you genuinely believe in people. But has that ever backfired?
Many times, yes.
Yeah.
Many, many times, personal and business levels, honestly. But I had this conversation with somebody the other day, by the way, and I said, you know what? It is who I am. I will trust you until you give me a reason not to. And often I'll still make excuses for you until you really, really give me multiple reasons not to anymore. And I've gotten better in not making enough excuses for someone and really understanding that they're showing me who they really are and seeing it a little bit sooner than I used to, I guess. But I'm not going to change who I am. And who I am is I am a people person. I do trust people until they give me a reason not to. And if that's not who you are, that's a reflection on you, not me.
For sure.
And but I've learned to recognize it sooner.
And have you ever ignored your gut because you wanted to believe the best in someone?
Yes. And that's exactly what I'm trying not to do anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've definitely defended people longer than you should have?
Yes. Many times. Yes. Many times. Yes. I probably still do a little bit of that. But especially when it comes to business, maybe on a personal level, I'm still a little bit more forgiving and try to give the benefit of the doubt too many times to someone. But on a business level, when I saw how it affected everybody else on the team and the damage that was done even when that person or those people were gone, and how much time and effort it took from me and everybody else to recover from it, I'm becoming a lot more selective and aware of those signs a lot sooner.
Sure.
Because I don't want to allow what happened in the past, which I allowed to happen again, and affect not just myself. I'm responsible for everybody else on the team. And it's my responsibility to protect that.
Well, I have here noted, you love hard. You lead with your heart, but sometimes heart and business don't align. So having said that, has loving your team ever cost you? Mentally, emotionally, physically? I feel like we put a toll on you.
Yeah. I will say maybe I did love someone who, is it rude to say not worthy of that?
Sure.
And yeah, of course it costed me and it breaks my heart and it makes me really sad. But again, I'm not going to change who I am. And yes, if you're in my life, I love you. And if you're in my life and I love you, I will take care of you. I will show up for you. It's just who I am. And that makes me happy. That's maybe my love language that I give to people. So, no, I won't change that. And I will say everybody currently on a team who I love very much, each one of you, no, never made me regret that I do.
Glad we didn't give you any regrets. We probably give you more grays than you would like, but okay. So you also have this thing where you kind of touched on it, where you'll combine two English phrases into one and say it with total confidence.
Yes.
And I've noticed the entire room just nods. It's usually our team. And I am usually just sitting there translating or looking at everyone going, did anyone catch that? So do you realize that people follow your tone and your heart more than the words that you say?
I guess I didn't until you just said that, but that makes so much sense because sometimes I'm like, what did I just say? And I just assumed you understood my language, I guess. I know you do.
I translate for you.
I know that you do. You're like, oh, what do you mean you don't speak Enas? Like, yeah, it's pretty amazing to me how, honestly, from day one, somehow, even when I get stuck and I don't know the word I'm trying to say, you know exactly the word I wanted to say and you said it for me. Or if I said the word wrong or the whole expression wrong, you know exactly what I meant by it. But I want to say, aside from my husband and my children, you're probably the only other one in the world that understands me.
Interesting.
Fully. And yeah, but I'm lucky to have you to translate to everybody else around me.
I try. Sometimes I get the looks and I laugh because, I get it, but I didn't realize that not everyone does. But it's, for me, seeing it from the other side of the table, most people don't question it. You just say it with such confidence and people they go for it, whether they understood it or not.
That's funny because maybe I didn't realize or recognize that I said something completely wrong. All I'm seeing is people agreeing with me.
It's usually the head nod, the deer in headlights. Okay, yes, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so having said that, then what's the most delusional thing you hear from agents on a regular basis?
Oh, yeah. New agents or team agents?
Both.
Both. New agents, I love how they think this business is so easy. How they can just show up and somehow they're going to get all these buyers and sellers and make $100,000 on their first year of income. And they don't really understand, which I didn't in their defense, when we first got started, how much goes behind the scenes of making a sale or attracting a client and servicing the client properly and all the hours that go into it. So I would say really you need to, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, you need to talk to someone who's doing it for a while and doing it well and really ask them what's the good, bad, and ugly and what's the daily life looks like and all of that before you have the wrong expectations of this industry. Of the team, what was the question again? What was the...
what's the most delusional thing you hear agents say on a regular basis?
I don't know if our team is too delusional. I think maybe because I'm pretty blunt in reality checks.
You're pretty grounded.
I'm blunt about it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not how it works.
They just say it to themselves. They're not saying it out loud.
Yeah, they're probably not sharing it with me. So I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
Okay, I will. So do you think some people fall in love with the idea of real estate more than the reality of it?
Absolutely, especially with all these Netflix shows that make it look so glamorous.
Very true.
I don't know about you, but I have never shown a house in 8-inch heels.
Absolutely not. One, I'll ruin
And
my
a mini
heels.
skirt. I mean, we just talked about the skirt situation.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, it makes it look glamorous and fun and easy and social. And yes, it's social, but there's a lot more that goes into it. Yeah.
And having that confidence to, portray your true self, has it always felt natural, or have you built that over time?
Definitely built that over time. I think with more success that came my way, more people who trusted me with their home sale and purchase, more people who believed in me, whether it's mentors or my team member, as my team member has been growing, that gives me confidence. And honestly, the most is my team, really. You guys believing in me makes me believe in myself.
And I think for us, we feel that, that leadership, it's not just a strategy, but it's more an emotional side to you that, we get to experience and see and grow.
Yeah, life is too short. I have to enjoy what I'm doing.
Absolutely. All right. So we are going to go into the stuff that maybe people think, but don't usually ask you. This is where I use my privileges, everyone. So I've been here long enough to know some of the real answers, not all of them, but some of them.
You're testing me.
No, you can't dodge me. Do you secretly judge other agents?
All the time.
I
Sorry, guys.
I knew that answer. And I'm not just talking about the team.
Yeah. I don't mind or judge someone who's trying to be better or learn, but I judge someone who's just ignorant and refuses to learn or better themselves. And yeah, I 100%.
Okay. And what instantly makes you think someone isn't built for this business? Do you have that gut reaction?
Yeah, if they think things are going to be given to them, and also if they have unrealistic expectations of how people should treat them instead of how they should treat people.
Sure. And I feel like you always give everyone the benefit of the doubt, at least from my experience, whether it's a team member or just another agent out there. So I feel like that's hard. You don't make snap judgments, but have you ever watched someone complete train wreck and thought, this is going to end badly?
Oh, yes, I have. I have. I don't want to name names, but yes.
I won't ask for the names.
Yeah.
Okay. And having said that, this industry is quite competitive, as you know, and you're a leader in it. We all know that. And over the years, you've developed that. But has there ever been any type of jealousy in this industry that you've experienced, encounter, struggle with?
Received or jealousy that I had?
Both.
Yeah, of course. I remember one of our mentors had said to me once, when I complained about some people in the industry who were my friends, and as I was growing and whatever, they started behaving differently towards me. And she said, sometimes success can be lonely at the top. And I took that to heart. And I was like, you know what? If that's how they're behaving towards me right now, that means they were never really my friend anyway. Mm-hmm. So I moved on from that. I did get caught once in a competitive nature that came out of me in not so pretty way.
Oh, no.
And I'm a bit embarrassed by that, actually.
Really?
And yeah, I am. And you know what? I had to remind myself that whatever I do or don't do and accomplish and don't accomplish and whatever myself and my team are doing is none of anybody else's business.
Sure.
Therefore, what they're doing is none of my business. And I wish everybody all the success, and I just stay focused on what we're doing, what my goals are, what my team members' goals are, and focus on that. And if we accomplish our own personal goals, I'm very happy and proud with that, and that's all that matters to me. And I'm no longer really comparing, well, did I beat this person or did I do better than this person? I think that was an ego thing that is not me and true to who I am. I think I just got caught into it because the nature of our business.
I mean, I think it's common in our business to experience that. I feel like we see it so much from an outside perspective. I think most recently as a team, we've sort of insulated ourselves to that maybe a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think that's because of your approach. So
Well, I think it made me happier person, and I can see it's making the team happier people as well. I mean, of course, I care where we rank because that's it gives us credibility,
Of
right?
course.
But it gives us a name in the business. So yeah, I care, but I'm not really looking to see as long as I beat this person and why did they do better than us or whatever. Like over that part.
Yeah, that piece of jealousy or that piece of like competitive nature, it's not necessarily a healthy one to hold on to, I think.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not who I am.
Right.
Never been. So why did I get caught in that?
Not sure.
Yeah. Well, it's over now.
Well, good things. So, then do you ever get tired of always being the strong one?
Yes. Yes, I do. And some days I'm just not feeling it. And some days I just can't bring it, you know?
We never see that, by the way.
Yeah, those are the days I know I need to recharge
Okay.
and have some me time, maybe. And sometimes that's all it is. Maybe I'm just a little either mentally tired, physically tired, or have something going on in my life that's, you know, taking a toll on me emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever it is, or have another priority that day. Yeah, of course, I'm human.
Yes.
And again, this is 24/7, right? So I don't get the weekend off to recharge. I don't get whatever. I'm not done at 5 o'clock. So yeah, it does happen. But I do recognize that it's important how I show up for my people, our clients, for my team. And if I can't show up in that way, if I absolutely cannot, then I'm just going to need to take that day off.
And I feel like that goes into a lot about like what you're building over these past years, whether it's with the team or just your career in general. I mean, we also have our Florida team, which is the legacy team, which I think that speaks a lot towards like what you've wanted to build over your career. So when you say legacy, what does that actually mean to you?
Well, our tagline has always been in Buffalo, the team behind your dream. And I wanted to extend to that because really the legacy team in Tampa is an extension of our team here. And it started with an agent who was here with us.
Sure.
And so I wanted it to be the team behind your dream, your legacy, your home, to complete it. And that's where it came from.
So for you, legacy, it's not about necessarily production, but the people.
Yeah, it's not. It's misunderstood that it was my legacy or our team's legacy, but it really meant, or what it means to me and what it is, and our tagline is your legacy, your home. It's the people, the community.
For sure. That makes sense. Okay. So then when you're not in the room anymore, which she's always going to be in the room, we've decided that, what do you want your team to say you built?
Oh,
when I'm rolling you across the stage in that chair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We talk about that all the time. I want my team to be proud that we rose high standards in this industry and we service people the way they deserve to be served and should be served. That's the most important thing to me at the end of the day.
Okay. So then my last question to you is, if the team was sitting here around you, what would you hope they say you gave them beyond real estate?
Beyond real estate?
Yep. What would you hope that we would say that you gave us? What's the lasting piece that you want us to take with us?
Yeah. I moved to this country and I was able to build a better life for myself. And my hope is I'm helping others build a better life for themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great piece we can take.
Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie, now I'm going to flip the script before we go. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I have been in the business for over 10 years. I've been with Enas for most of my career and top producer on the team.
Yes, and the OG.
And the OG. I'm very proud of that. But born and raised in Buffalo, and I come from, a background of living here and loving what I do. I'm going to be a soon-to-be mom.
So excited.
that's a little scary. That's going to be a new adventure in my life. But yeah, what would you like to know?
Well, what, like in maybe a short sentence, what made you choose real estate?
What initially made me choose real estate, which was a delusion, was the flexible schedule. But after I was in real estate, what kept me here was the ability to build something. And to touch upon, what we discussed already, to build something that I could have of my own and to, have that piece that's fully mine and not necessarily, work for someone and spend my energy on someone else.
Yeah, I love that. That aligns with exactly why I love it too. Stephanie, people want to reach you. Where can they find you?
Well, you can always find me on my cell phone at 716-361-1623 or on my social media, on my Instagram, Stephanie Giardina, or Say Yes with Steph.
Yes with Steph.
Always got to say yes with Steph. So, yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thanks for listening to Realtors Unfiltered, where real estate meets reality. If you're ready to buy, sell, or explore joining our team, visit us at enaslatifsalesteam.com. Until next time, keep it real.